It's now 13 hours GMT. The segment is Property Clinic. We have an astute banker and expert in the mortgage banking sector, Mr. Abdul Razak Gyimah, mortgage manager of Fidelity Bank Head Office Accra, who will talk us through what Fidelity Bank has in store for those looking to acquire mortgages for their homes. In this edition, we will learn as well for those seeking diaspora mortgages. Stay tuned.
Hello, welcome to Property Express Home Building Analysis, brought to you by PA Live. My name is Okyerebea. Today we are discussing everything mortgage, and I'm here with the mortgage manager of Fidelity Bank Ghana, Mr. Razak Gyimah. Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Can you take us through the home loans that you offer?
Okay, thank you very much. And Fidelity Bank has a suite of variety of mortgage products that we offer to customers. And now we have, currently we have 6 broad categories. And we have what we call the home purchase mortgage, the home equity mortgage, the home improvement mortgage. We also have what we call the share home completion mortgage, the service plot financing, and then pension-backed mortgage. Now, for the home purchase mortgage is for individuals or customers who want to purchase their primary homes or maybe even a secondary home that they would then maybe at a later date want to live in or give it out for investment purposes. Okay. So when you come to Fidelity Bank, and we can give you the home purchase mortgage to be and finance up to 80% of the selling price of the property if your income qualifies you for that. Okay. And you would then have to pay a down payment of 20%. And then we spread the facility for you up to 15 years. And then you will then be paying in bits and installment. That is for the home purchase mortgage. Now we have what we call the home equity mortgage. So home equity mortgage is for individuals who have already acquired their own properties and are living in, but they are short of funds and they need funds to maybe undertake, maybe pay an educational bill or a medical bill of their ward or a family member, and they don't have the means. So you can come to Fidelity Bank and then we can offer you what we call the home equity mortgage. So out of that property that you already own, we can finance up to 60% of that value of the property and give you that cash for you to be able to meet those emergencies. Now for that one too, we do up to 60% of the value of the property. Then the third one is what we call the home improvement mortgage. That is also for individuals who have already acquired their own property and they are living in that property, but due to the increasing size of the family or due to the demands of the family, they want to now enhance the property, either by extending the property or by renovating the property or by improving the property or undertaking extension works, so that they will increase the number of bedrooms of that property. You come to us, we can offer you the home improvement mortgage so that you can then have every room for every family member. Then you can enjoy living in that. Then the fourth product is what we call service plot financing. Now there are individuals who do not want to acquire a property right now or a home right now, but want to have a property, a land now, so that they can develop it at a later date. So for such category of people, we also have a product for them, which we call the service plot financing. So you come to us, we'll help you purchase a service plot so that you will then develop it at a later date by putting up your dream home and whenever you are ready. So that is the fourth product. Now the fifth product is what we call the share home completion mortgage. And here share meaning the property that you intend to purchase will not be a completed property, but because the prices of completed properties are very high and expensive, so we want to meet customers halfway, where you can then buy a property that is not fully completed but somehow semi-finished. So having all the block work done, having the plastering work done, having the electrical and the plumbing works done, and then it's been roofed. So you come to us, we can help you to buy such a property. Then you then take your time to do the enhancement by doing the tiling, by doing the plumbing fittings and of that property, by doing the ceiling. and in completing it. So that is what we call, so it's a mix of a shell property and a complete home completion property product. So together we call it a shell home completion and product. Then the final one, which is the new king in the block, is what we call pension-backed mortgage. Now, pension-backed mortgage is for individuals who do not readily have the down payment to be able to pay for the equity contribution in the property, but however, they have built up pensions of their funds for both tier 2 and tier 3. And so what happens is that we are saying as a bank, you can pledge both or either tier 2 or tier 3 with us, and we can help you purchase a property by financing 100% of the selling price of the property.
Okay.
Then you then make the installment payment to us. Yes, yes. So these are the 6 major suites of mortgage products that we have.
And how will an individual know which mortgage is best suited for them?
Okay, so if you look at the mortgage products that we have, the benefits of the benefits that the product gives to the individual will determine the product he goes for. Or better still, you could also say that the name of the product depicts the use or the purpose of for the individual. So home purchase means you are buying a property. Home equity means you are releasing equity out of the property. Home improvement means you want to improve the property. Service plot financing, which means you want to buy a plot. Pension-backed mortgage, which means you want to back your pension to the facility so that you can take a mortgage facility. Then the next one is the shell home completion. So the definition or the name of the product gives you the benefit that you derive from it, or the use of funds of that product. So from it you are able to understand.
And does the person's income contribute to choosing the mortgage that is best suited for them?
Okay, so for every mortgage product, the qualifying amount is subject to your income.
Okay.
So subject to the earnings that you have. So it can be that you are a self-employed or you are someone who earns salary. Now, in that instance, that income that you are earning is what we are going to look on and assess you. So when we assess you, then it will determine the amount that you qualify for, and that amount will then determine the number of bedroom of properties that you can go for, whether you can go for a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom, or a 4-bedroom, depending on the price of the property.
And how can one get started with a mortgage?
Okay, so for Fidelity and mortgage facility, what happens is that the product is available to all income earning individuals. So you should be earning income before you come for the mortgage facility. And then secondly, to what it is that it's available for anyone that is above the age of 21 years and up to the age of 60. So that if you come to us, then we can then offer you that mortgage facility. Now, before you also come for the mortgage product, what you also need to know is that you should also be able to have located a property that you are interested in. And then that property should have a good title, because it's the title of the property that will then determine whether it's something that will finance or not. Then lastly on that, I will also say that the property should be located in an economically viable area where at least it is something that will give you value on the property that you tend to purchase. Now, when you have all these qualities, you can then come to Fidelity, either by visiting our website or by also sending an email to the mortgage sales team at mortgagesales@myfidelitybank.net, or visit any of our branches. Then speak to the relationship officers in the branches, and they can then assist you with a mortgage pack for you to be able to complete, and then your journey of home ownership begins.
Wow. So what's the current mortgage rate in Ghana?
Okay, so generally mortgages in Ghana are denominated in 2 currencies.
Okay.
And we have the CD mortgage, and we also have the USD mortgage. Now, the CD mortgages tend to be a little high in rate. Currently, the rate is between 26% to as high as 38%. And that is what most banks are offering in Ghana. Then the dollar-denominated mortgages rate runs between 12% to 14%. So if you count for the dollar mortgages, you have it running within those two ranges of 12 to 14%. Now, however, for Fidelity Mortgage, the mortgage facility is given to you depending on your income of earning. So we don't do cross-currency mortgage facility. So if you earn CD, we give you a CD mortgage. If you earn dollars, we'll give you a dollar mortgage. If you earn any other foreign currency, what happens is that then you can still qualify for a dollar mortgage.
Okay. And comparing it with the GDP ratio, what is the ratio, as in the mortgage ratio, as compared to the GDP ratio?
Okay. In Ghana, mortgage the mortgage industry is an industry that has been developing for some time now. As per the Population and Housing Census of 2010, it shows that the mortgage to GDP was 0.5%, so way less than 1%. But as at 2021, it stood at 0.78%. To GDP. That shows that there is still more room for us to do more mortgages and also be able to also enhance the economic and value of our people in the country. The current deficit and housing deficit in Ghana per the 2021 Population and Housing Census also put it at 1.8 million. So you can see that there is still more room for the country to be able to offer more mortgage facilities and to close the gap to GDP.
As a professional in the industry for a while, how would you describe the mortgage landscape?
Okay. The mortgage landscape in Ghana, I would say, is a developing one. Previously, or in time past, we didn't have a lot of commercial banks offering mortgages in Ghana. But in recent past, what has happened is that you have most of the commercial banks now entering into that industry to offer mortgages to people, so that at least Ghanaians and non-resident Ghanaians alike can be able to acquire properties through mortgage funding. So yeah, I would say it's a developing one. And also with the launch of the National Housing and Mortgage Scheme, it also gives the banks an opportunity to be able to get cheaper funds for mortgage financing. So with that coming on board, there's still more room for improvement, and we think at least going forward there will be an increase in the uptake for the mortgage and loans that we are offering in Ghana.
What are some of the factors you would say are inhibiting the development of the mortgage industry?
Okay. The mortgage industry in Ghana has experienced a lot of challenges. What it is that you could have what we call a demand side factor and the supply side factors, and even financing factors. For the demand side factors, so we are looking at demand for the mortgage product vis-a-vis properties. Now for the demand side factors, one of the main factors is the low income levels of individuals. So the income levels of individuals in Ghana tend to be very low, and then so when you do affordability on them, you don't get the people qualifying for the right amount they need for them to be able to acquire those properties, and so the qualification for the mortgages tend to be very low because of our DSR that is applied on the facility. So that would say that is one of the major factors that we have. Then the second factor is on, I would say, looking at it, I will also add what I call the quoting of the property prices in USD. So it's a major factor affecting the mortgage business in the country. What it is that because prices are being quoted in USD, you then have, and the CD always depreciates against the US dollars. What happens is that you then have the prices of the properties in Ghana cedis being very high, and so customers are priced out of the market, and so are not able to acquire the property that they intend to buy due to the high nature of the prices of those properties. Then lastly, on the demand side, I would say the other thing is the non-perfection of titles. So you have people who have acquired properties, are living the properties and enjoying their property, but they don't have title. And some too have not registered the title at all, and so you cannot use those same properties as collaterals or to take mortgages in the country. So it's one of the challenges that we currently have in the country.
Because people don't know they have to register the properties.
Okay, so what it is that it's not that they don't know. Most people know that they need to register, but they look at the process they will go through in registering the title at Lands Commission. You know, they look at the various processes and the challenge and the slowness of the process. So due to that, and those same people who are engaged, and these are people that are also working and will not have the time to be able to follow it up at Lands Commission. So in so doing, they just hold on to the registration of the title. And sometimes too, some don't also have the money to go and pay for the registration process. You know, you have to then go and pay what we call the stamp duty on the title, go through the entire process of the registration of the title. Sometimes if you don't have the time, you then have to employ the services of someone to facilitate it for you, and that one you have to pay the person a facilitation fee and all that. So you have people having those challenges. So in view of that, a lot then decide to hold on. Then when they have the time, they'll then go ahead and register, or when they want to come and take a facility, then that's when they stand up to want to register those titles. So that is for the demand side. Now for the supply side, I would say one of the major factors is inflation. So inflation coupled with the exchange rate or the depreciation of the cedi. Now what it is that due to the high rise in the inflationary rate in Ghana, what is happening is that you then have the prices of the raw materials used for building and going up. And when it goes up, automatically the prices of the properties on the market then goes up. And in relation to that is the depreciation of the cedi. When the cedi depreciates and you have the same developers having to build the properties and they have to buy the raw materials outside, what happens is that you then have them using more cedis to convert into dollars to buy the raw materials and bring them into the country. And so when they put up those properties, the prices of those properties tend to be very high, and so people are not able to afford. So that's the supply side. And the second factor on the supply side, I would say, is the legal framework within which the mortgage and business operates in the country. What it is that the framework is not smoothing the process for mortgage transactions, and then the process for foreclosure, because to go through the foreclosure process in the country is very, very tedious. Sometimes to be able to realize a property after the customer default or non-payment takes a lot of work. The average TAT on that could be around 2 years before you'll be able to realize your funds from a property that you have foreclosed. So it's one of the major challenge that is inhibiting the growth of the mortgage industry in Ghana. The third factor, I would say, the under financing, where we are not getting cheaper long-term funds. You know, for financial institutions or banks to be able to offer mortgages are long-term in nature. So we will need cheaper long-term funds that we can then use to offer those mortgage and products to customers or individuals so that they will enjoy the benefit. But in Ghana currently, there is a lack of that cheap and long-term funds. So you then have some few banks managing to offer the mortgage facility. So I'll say this is the broad areas where we are having the challenges or the factors inhibiting the development of the mortgage industry. Oh yes. It's a growing one because, you see, accommodation is a necessity of life. Yes. That everyone needs to have a place where he or she can lay his head. and after a hard day's work. So every individual needs to get an accommodation. So in view of that, and with the currently the increases in rent that individuals go through to be able to get a place to rent, and the sure bet of you having your peace of mind is to get a mortgage, by getting your own property through a mortgage and financing bank or institution, so that at least you will then be able to enjoy the comfort of your home. So if you look at that, I would say yes, it is something that is still growing, and it is something that we think individuals, the sector will grow and expand, and then we'll be able to help in resolving the challenges of housing deficit in Ghana.
Yes. And then these economic challenges that we are facing globally, how is it affecting the market?
Wow. In Ghana, I would say the economic challenges is posing a lot of factors or issues to the mortgage industry. What it is that due to the current economic challenges, we are having high inflationary rate. So you have the rate of inflation being very high, almost 50% and over. Now what it is that with that, it then implies that the prices of raw materials are very high. And so if the prices of raw materials are very high, then the properties that will be sold on the market will be very high. And so if the prices of properties are very high, then you will not have the ordinary Ghanaian to easily acquire such a property to be able to make it as its own primary home, or as a property for an investment. So I would say inflation is a challenge, and also the depreciation of the cedi is a major headache to us, as most of the private vendors and developers tend to get their raw materials outside Ghana, and they have to use cedi to be able to convert into dollars to be able to buy those materials and bring them. So we'll still have the challenges of the pricing out and within the industry. So these are the two major factors that I think with these current economic challenges we are having in the country.
Yes, why would you say someone should apply for
mortgage? Because mortgage is the quick and easier way of acquiring a home. If you want to acquire a home now and you don't have all the money to be able to buy a house or to be able to build a house for the family, mortgage is the quickest and the easier way to get a house, because you just have to enter into any of our Fidelity branch, inform them that you have found a property you are interested in. We will then finance up to 80% of the selling price of the property for you. You just have to come up with the down payment of 20%, unless you are going for the pension-backed mortgage, where we can then finance up to 100% and for you. So I would say it is the quick and easier way for owning a home. So that's why you need to come for a mortgage. And secondly, to mortgage offers individuals greater privacy and comfort, because what happens is that by taking a mortgage facility, you are able to acquire your own home and then live in it and have your peace of mind. Because the moment you take a mortgage facility to buy a property, that property automatically belongs to you, and then you live in it with your family, without any disturbance from any landlord or landlady, and having to come every morning to find out how you are maintaining the property. So I would say that's the second benefit for having a mortgage. The third one I would say is mortgage is a way of hedging against inflation. Okay, because constantly you have the prices of properties always going up. When you take a mortgage facility to buy a property now, you are hedging against the future increase in the price of those properties, so that by so doing you are able to buy it now with its current price, and then hedging against the future increases in the prices of the property. So that's the third advantage I would say for taking a mortgage. And also, if you're a Ghanaian living in Ghana, what happens is that you also enjoy what we call tax relief or mortgage tax relief. So when you take a mortgage facility, the interest component of your monthly repayment on the mortgage is tax exempted. So you then tend to enjoy mortgage tax relief by so doing, by taking a mortgage facility. So that is also another benefit to the individual. And also, you can take a mortgage facility to acquire a property and still give it out for rental income. So you can earn rental income by giving out the mortgage property out to anyone that want to rent it out, and that rental income can then be used to service the mortgage facility. Yes. So these are some of the few advantages of having to take a mortgage facility.
So you're informed that you'll be putting up a stand at the Ghana Property Awards UK edition in London.
Yeah.
What are the takeaways African diasporans who visit your stand going to get?
Okay. So what it is that we have a special package for them. What it is, we are looking at, we have most of our African diasporas there who sometimes do businesses in the country, in Ghana, and also maybe support their families in Ghana. So one of the major products we'll be offering to them is one, both our account opening or their current account and the savings account that we have. Now these accounts are accounts that they will then be able to use to remit funds to their families in the country, and also enjoy the other benefits that comes with those accounts that they will have with the Fidelity Bank. On those accounts, they will also have what we call the advantage of getting a Visa card, where anywhere in the world they can also plug in the Visa card and then use it. And Fidelity also have an arrangement where you can also get a MasterCard and on those accounts. So you then enjoy that. Then anywhere that you are, you can also use it. If even you have a family or a relative in Ghana, you can do transactions on the MasterCard. Just give, maybe get one for a relative, where then the person can then be using it to, access the funds and use it to do any development that you want, or to support any family on any medical bills or education of any of the relatives in the country. So then the second one is also on mortgages. What it is that we are looking at also supporting them to be able to, acquire their own, properties in the country, so that when we come in and you need a facility, we can help you to get a property in Ghana, where you then use it as a primary residence when you come down, or you can even use it as an investment before you come down, so that as you are there and you are working so hard outside the country, at least you should come back home and have a place of comfort where you can then enjoy and have your peace of mind after a hard day's work. So we also want to offer the mortgage facility to them. It is available to all the non-residents that are outside the country and even inside Ghana. And also to add, for those that want to undertake maybe construction of their own properties and want to complete it, or they have started, what it is that we can also, by way of the account that will be given with them, that they will open with us, they will have the advantage of having the easy way of remitting those funds to be used for the construction of their properties in the country. So that is also one of the key advantages that they will enjoy by at our stands when they come under the product that I'll be offering at the exhibition.
Thank you. So, any concluding remarks?
Just to say that Fidelity is here for them. For anything that they need, anything banking, anything personal banking, we are here to offer you. Anything retail banking, and we are here to support you. We have a wide range of branches and then that are networked, and a wide range of products and services that we offer for them. So they should come to Fidelity, and we are a customer-centric bank, that in everything that we do, we look at the customer and ensure that at least the customer is looked at well and is supported well. We are here to delight them and to make them enjoy their stay with the Fidelity family. And I welcome each and every one of them to the Orange family, and anytime that they want, they can just join us on any of the variety of products that we have. You can visit our website at Fidelity Bank Ghana, and then you can see the various products and offerings that we have. And it will be nice doing business with you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your
Thank you.
time. And thank you for staying with us. Now you know that if you are going for the Ghana Property Awards UK edition, even if you don't want to go, just plan and go. And when you go, do what to visit the Fidelity Bank's stand. Also visit the Property Express Group's website, www.propertyexpress.org, for more information on the Ghana Property Awards UK edition and for more news on home building and properties. This has been PE Live. My name is Okyerebea. Have a good time.